No, I didn't upload this by mistake. On a whim, I decided to switch this with Buffy Season 7 because I knew that while Buffy Season 7 was, supposed to be the last season of Buffy, this was not intended to be the last season of Angel. So I'm like, I think I should switch them to be safe, and it's a real good thing that I did. But we'll get to that. So, I'm mixed on this season because the good stuff was good, but the bad stuff, oh man, did that get to me and drive me nuts. Because, one thing that I really admire with this season was that it really did feel like a continuous story because it didn't really let up for the entirety of it. That's a first for the Buffyverse, but the effort it took me to get through watching it, was pretty hard. And unlike Buffy Season 6, the product, I'm not too sure that it, really worked out in the end. And even with Buffy Season 5, which I was just about, I don't even know if this is worse than Buffy Season 5 or not, because I had more things that I liked here, but those things that I have the problems with, it's just tough to deal with. Yeah. So, jumping into it, all of the group gradually coming together again. Nice, but at the same time, just hard to watch because a lot of them justifiably had reasons to not like each other, especially, not like Wesley after all that happened. And, you can tell that he's changed because he doesn't wear the glasses that much now and he has huge scruff on his face, although that does make him look older. Yeah, that's a nice touch, but yeah, it's good TV, but it's emotionally unsettling for the viewer. Then pulling Cordelia back from wherever she was, although they took a while to do that. Well, of course, I'm glad to see Cordelia back, but then seeing what she just kept doing throughout this season, trying to help out Connor, working against what everyone else is doing, killing a lie. Although, to be fair, they probably were going to kill her off eventually, just that occupation and that middle role she was trying to have, that would have been way too tough. Just somebody had to have had it for her, and just such a bummer, because Cordelia, we didn't like her at the start of Buffy, but then, we have less and less issues with her. She comes over to this show and gets entirely reborn to the point that we all love her, and then we get this? Oh, man. And, okay. I am aware that the justification is that it wasn't actually Cordelia doing this. She was possessed by some supernatural creature with the help of Skip, who wasn't actually sent by the powers that be and whatnot. Or at least that's what it seemed like happened, but it just felt way too natural for that. And they gave no clue that it wasn't even Cordelia. At least they didn't from my perspective. Right. And I mean, I think I heard something that Charisma, Carpenter, and Joss weren't on good terms by the time that this season happened, but just talk about it. This isn't a slap in the face, it's just being stupid. Yeah. And then moving on to Connor, if I thought that kid was insufferable last season, no. Doesn't hold a candle to what I feel about him here, just going against the group several times, not believing them when that God character Jasmine, or whatever the heck that chick's name was, just man, and then trying to cause even more problems, I just wanted that kid gone, and it seems like, yeah, they, were able to get rid of him at the end of the season. Please tell me he's gone, but, yeah. I mean, like, it does make for good TV, but just, oh man, Like, I'm used to liking so much about the Buffyverse that just hating that one character so much it gets to you. And then, the changing of the love triangle with, Fred, Wesley, and a gun. I had kind of forgotten that, Fred and Gunn was supposed to be a thing because it did get kind of downplayed for a bit. Then they end the relationship for reasons that I don't actually remember, and then it seems like she's starting to go over with Wesley. I mean, like, I was a tad bit more for that because I was more sympathetic towards Wesley, and I didn't feel like Gunn really needed a love interest, but with everything else that's going on, it was just one more thing that, that got to me, yeah. But that's not to say that everything there was bad, because like the further complications of Wolfman and Hart with the demon characters that kept coming, and then Angel investigations dealing with their own bits. It's an interesting freeway battle that puts a lot on your mind. And then having that Beast character, I don't even know what they call it, and then coming to the realization that really the only way they can get rid of it is to get rid of Angel's soul and bring back Angelus. Like, yeah, that's creative and really added a dark, sinister side to the show, and it really speaks to how David can act in two different personalities. I'm impressed. And then it's because they ended up deciding to do that, they ended up bringing back Faith, and I was so glad to see her again because, yeah, I did not feel like that was the end of her, and yeah, they ended up bringing her back, and she really ends up making quite a difference, and how she, Angelus, and then Angel have these moments together, yeah, really goes to show that this show is, where you take everyone who had problems in the on Buffy and help make them better in all of this situation. And it's going to be interesting to see how I view Faith when I get to watching the last season of Buffy, because that'll fully complete her redemption story out, because I think that's what they're going for. Although, I actually do think she works better on this show than she did on Buffy, let me tell you. And then how they ended the season. Well, obviously, as I said, I'm glad that they got rid of Connor, and not too happy with the fact that Cordelia just ended up in that situation. But you can't just leave her in a coma like that, because like nothing happened to Charisma after this season, so I'm confident that will be that I'll get a resolution to that situation in the next season of this show. And the new twist of Angel and company actually taking over the Wolfman and Hart Corporation, or at least that particular building. They didn't make that clear. Well, that's going to be an interesting bit where they continue that particular battle between them. But here's the thing, though. The way that you see them walk in there, I don't know, just it carried a sense of finality that I'm not so sure that I totally want to continue. I mean, like, there's only one more season of this show after this, so it makes sense that I continue, but I remember when I was watching Parenthood Season 5 and the way that they ended that, it felt conclusive. And then how they ended things at the end of the sixth season, it wasn't as conclusive. Well, no. It was conclusive, but it wasn't as well done. They ignored some characters at the end of Season 6, whereas Season 5, they wrapped up everyone's story out perfectly except for one character. So for some reason, I have the same feeling that that's going to happen if I watch the next season, which is kind of odd. Because I already said I, want to figure out what happened with Cordelia, but everything else, it felt kind of done. Well, I mean, like, I bought the season, so might as well get off my butt. I have to watch last season of Buffy, though, first. One thing at a time, buddy.